Hey, hey, hey. Hello, the world. Hello, the internet. We're live. All right. Ugh. Can you hear me fine? Can you see me? Is everything working? Tricker Prize has already joined us. Yellow. How you doing, man? I don't know if you can hear. I think you do. Sounds good. Look good. I don't know if I look good. Yeah, I was gonna say we can wait around a few minutes for a couple of people. See if someone else joins. There's 7 people watching. 8. Yeah, we can wait a bit. See if someone comes in. I wanted to talk about Discovery today, but of course, I suppose we have some Lower Decks to address now because CBS decided to drop us a release date for Lower Decks. Rob Chapman, how you doing? Hey, JK, how you doing? Hello, everyone. Ian Barber, Roger McGuire, how are you all doing? Hope you're doing fine. Are you excited about Lower Decks? Is Lower Decks gonna hijack this Discovery conversation? I wonder. Was Discovery better than Picard? I don't think so. Not in my opinion. I preferred Picard. That's like a preference. I preferred Picard to Discovery. Is it a better show? I don't think so. I would say that from a production standpoint, Picard is better. It still has some major writing and pacing kind of issues, I think Picard does, but I think it's generally speaking a better show. As like the first season of Picard was better than the first season of Picard was better than the first season of Discovery, in my opinion. Hey, Textrek, Fathery has arrived. You sure as shit picked a good day to do a live stream. Got that Lower Decks to talk about. Yeah, it's funny. I planned this live stream today, and we get the Lower Decks news this morning, but I don't know. It's not that much to talk about. We got like a poster, we got a teaser trailer, kind of, and a release date. So I guess we can get that out of the road before we jump into Discovery. August 6th, the 6th of August, which is a Thursday. Lower Decks, so there'll be 10 episodes in the first season, and they're streaming weekly, so it'll be 1 episode a week every Thursday for 10 weeks. They're doing the 30-minute format. I don't know if 30-minute format means 30 minutes or 23 like they used to do sitcoms. We'll see. That's basically all there is to say. It's CBS All Access in the United States. We kind of knew that, and Crave in Canada, we already knew that also. But there's no news for international people. So, yeah. Massively excited about Lower Decks. Yeah, I am too. I still haven't seen any Picard. I'll see what I can do about that. Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know. It's not the best Star Trek out there. We all have our favorite Star Treks anyway, but it's part of the universe. It's not neither Picard nor Discovery is such a horrible abomination that you have to entirely skip them, in my opinion. Right? I think that there's something to be found in both. Tricker Prize is asking what do I think about the ship. I'm assuming the Lower Decks ship. Is it within Starfleet standards? Are the nacelles in the right place? Etc. I've already seen people flipping the ship upside down and saying it looks better upside down. I don't know. I think it looks very it looks very TNG. The deflector dish doesn't look very TNG. I'm gonna try and find it again. I think the deflector dish doesn't look very TNG. But I don't know. I think it's a fun ship. And I like how they have the arrow pointing to where they work. They work on the lower decks, like behind, in the crap place of the ship, the crap pot. They don't tend forward, right? They're right in the back. I love that. Where are pics of the ship? Wait a minute. I can maybe this is like official StarTrek.com. I can post a link up here. Boom. There you go. You guys can click on that link. It's the official StarTrek.com news page, and so they got the big poster on there with the four characters in the ship, and rarely going when rarely going when no one has gone before, right? It looks like a Nebula class and an Oberth class had a baby. Yeah, that's what was it, Trek Core or Trek Movie? Someone, merci Trek on the Tube. You're welcome, SC. We're excited for possible cameos from the Golden Trek era characters, the possibilities. Yeah, I guess we're talking about Lower Decks for a while. I'm hyped for Lower Decks. Lower Decks is going to hijack basically everything until the first season is wrapped. I will talk about Lower Decks all the time. But yeah, no, I'm excited to talk about. I'm pretty sure there's a Riker cameo coming. But then I think maybe they went for smaller cameos, like characters that weren't necessarily main characters, just like people that exist in the universe. That would be fun. I would enjoy seeing the Sung, the Sung that was shown in Picard. Minor spoilers. There's another Sung member, family member that pops up in Picard, and he was around technically during this era. So I would like to see him, and Brent Spiner can do a voice. It's fine. I think that works. The technical side of TNG is what made it my favorite. I think they will do that. I think Michael McMahon's a big enough fan he's a big enough fan of the Next Generation that I think there will be technobabble and kind of problem solving, that kind of stuff. And that's why we have Ensign Rutherford in there. Ensign Rutherford is supposed to be the Geordie, right? He's like a young Geordie style. So he has this enhancement, which I'm not too keen on. I hope they explain that. Like, I hope it's because he had like an eye that was fucked up or something, and so they had to fix that. I hope that's it. I hope he had like a disability of some kind on an eye, and that's why they put something on him, rather than just him being enhanced. But yeah. Anyway, he's going to be the technical guy. He's the engineer, and so apparently he's good at fixing things. He's good at problem solving. He's just kind of new to it. I like the art style that they're going for. The poster is fun. It's kind of retro with the folding lines and everything. I think the ship works. I think that it's kind of uniquely animated, and like the same way the animated series was uniquely animated, but the animated series still was very coherent and respected the aesthetic of God damn it, there's a fly. Anyway, The Fly. It's very ironic. I just watched The Fly 1 and 2 this week, and now I have a fly in the room. Yeah, no, I think that the animated series respected the aesthetic of the original series, and so this will respect the aesthetic of the Next Generation. I do wonder if it's going to be based upon Star Trek: The Next Generation by Gene Roddenberry, like Picard was. That would be fun. Wife on the Tube didn't like that. Wife on the Tube said, no, it's based upon Star Trek. It's not based upon Star Trek: The Next Generation. Anyway, I got to catch up on these comments here. I think the future of Discovery, it will happen a long time from now in a galaxy far, far away. So Trekkerprice is going for a Star Wars crossover here with Discovery. I can't wait until the fandom menace tries to rip Lower Decks apart for doing things inherent to the franchise. Yeah, there's going to be a show at some point. I don't know if it's going to be Lower Decks. I'm fingers crossed it's going to be Lower Decks, but there's going to be a show at some point which is just going to be straight up good Star Trek. All right, it's not going to be just a good show. It's going to be a good Star Trek show. It's going to be like good TV and good Star Trek. And at some point, the hate group, they won't be able to bash on it, right? Like I can find plenty of things to bash on Picard. I don't hate it as much as them, but I have issues with it, and I can find. But eventually there's going to be a show where there won't be any issues. It's like, this is going to be a good show, and then what are you going to do? You might have to come out and admit and say, okay, this is a good show. We like it. Cyborg from DC. Yeah, they canceled his movie, so now he's in Lower Decks. Poor guy. I think they canceled his movie because they moved him onto Titans, or what was it? What's the other one? I don't know. Doom Patrol. I think is that it? Anyway, they canceled poor guy's movie. They hired dude, He's in like cameo appearance in Justice League, and they cancel the movie. Anyway, whatever. Warner Brothers, you know. I really like the look of the ship. Definitely got Nebula class feel to it. Yeah. Oh my goodness! We're joined by Starfleet boy people. We have royalty here, watching us. The ship is cool. Just saw it. We have good TV and we have good Star Trek. It's already here. Those haters will hate on everything. Yeah, I agree. The haters will hate on everything. That's just how it is. That ship definitely has Oberth class vibes. Yeah, so people that kind of know Star Trek and that kind of grew up with the Next Generation or later, and I will kill that fly at some point. I will not turn myself into a fly. People that know about Star Trek and the ships and are interested in the ship designs will easily recognize this as TNG era. Like it fits. It's got, it's got that classic, I suppose, Enterprise D styled saucer section there. So yeah, I love it. All right. Mariano Chacon says, I feel bad for saying this, but I would not feel bad if Discovery gets canceled after season 3. All right, good. All right, let's move into Discovery. This was originally what this thing was supposed to be about. I was part of the people, and I'm not part of the hate crew. I'm not one to wish Discovery to be canceled away, but I feel like Discovery was heading for a third and final season. At least that's how I felt like when they started announcing Section 31, and then when we got Strange New Worlds, it kind of, I don't know, I almost felt confirmed in that way, because I thought, like, Discovery has served its purpose. Like, whether you like Discovery or not, it's kind of served its function. It brought Star Trek back to television. It kind of gave CBS faith in the franchise. It kind of put the players into place. It got rid of Aaron Harberts and Gretchen J. Berg, and we got Alex Kurtzman. Regardless or not, whether you like Alex Kurtzman and his style or not, it put him into place. It put all the players on the chessboard, right? And so I thought Discovery's served its purpose. It's brought Star Trek back, and now they're going to do one season in the future, and I thought that'll be the end of it. But apparently, there's already a season 4 in production. This is like Production Weekly or something. I know, like Trek Central, Kowalski. Shout out to the good YouTube peeps out there, right? But I know that these people have already covered this a bit and talking about how season 4 is supposedly already under production. I think everything was kind of halted because of COVID. But yeah, so maybe a season 4 is in production, and there's a movie apparently in production. So Production Weekly, which kind of keeps track of everything that's going on in Hollywood, has, as they stated, an untitled Discovery-related project in the works, but it's under the movie category. It's not under the show category or anything, or the games. It's under the movie category. So apparently there might be a Discovery movie in the works. And so is this the future of Discovery? Is Discovery going to move in? I would be very bitter to have a Discovery movie before a Deep Space Nine or a Voyager movie, but that's just me. But no, is that where we're going with? Is that where we're moving into with Discovery? But it would make sense, I guess. Like, you don't necessarily need to keep Discovery going as a show, because it served its function as a show, but people still, like, there's still a segment of the fandom out there that very much enjoys Burnham and Tilly and all the characters, Saru and everyone that's on there. So maybe just putting out one movie every couple of years, do the first one, try it out if it works, do one movie every couple of years for Discovery, and yeah. I think that works. You have the Strange New Worlds as like you got Star Trek Picard moving the Star Trek story forward. Strange New Worlds goes back to the classic kind of episodic format. Section 31 gives us the dark and gritty kind of side of it all. If I were to do the movie, if I were to do a Star Trek Discovery movie that takes place after season 3, it would be all about, I hate time travel, but it would be all about getting damn Emperor Georgiou back to the past. They would have to get Emperor Georgiou back to when she was working for Section 31 or something. Like, I would try to push her back to a time And that would be like, at least that would be one of the plot points that I would use. I'm so late on the comments. Last time I was very good with these comments, this time I'm not. How dare I? I understand you, Starfleet boy. I understand you, Mr. Boy, with these comments. If we do these original series conversations live, it might be mayhem. We'll have to have like a designated comment person, the comment man, right? Anyway, what's going on here? Why cancel something because you don't like it? Plenty of old fans. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't think Discovery would be canceled. I thought Discovery would end after season 3. It's very different. I don't think things get canceled anymore. At least not in this. Well, things get canceled. That doesn't. But Star Trek, I don't see things getting canceled in Star Trek. These are things that I think Alex Kurtzman and his production company Secret Hideout, they work in conjunction, hand in hand with CBS. They produce a show, and it's always a test. It's like, oh, we're going to produce a show. If it works, then we'll carry it on. If it doesn't work, then that we'll just leave it as it is, right? That's how I think it is. My headset's are beeping. Anyway, yeah, that's how I think it works. I don't think they cancel things. I think it's just like it's always trying. We'll try this. If it works, good. If it doesn't work, it's and they always. It seems like they're writing these because everything is serialized, but it seems like they're writing these serialized arcs so that they can have like an end at each season. Like every season is punctuated by the end of a story arc, so you could kind of end it there. It's like, oh well, if Discovery had ended at the end of season 1, I guess it would have felt like a failure. But they could have very much ended being like, oh well, this season was about a bit of the Mirror Universe, a bit of the Discovery Klingon War, and that's it. And season 2 could have been, oh, we're just doing the Red Angel suit and the time travel business, and we're stopping it there. Yeah. What are we doing? I'd be thrilled for Deep Space Nine cameos on Lower Decks. I want O'Brien Must Suffer episode, and wouldn't Molly be a similar age range as the main characters? The suffering could be. It would be great. It would be great for Mike McMahon to take Lower Decks and everyone working on it to take Lower Decks to. So we're switching back and forth there. Lower Decks Discovery. Come on, follow people. It would be great to have Lower Decks go visit Deep Space Nine at some point. That would be fun. It would be fun. Have like a Quark cameo, that kind of stuff. I expect Mott references. I expect many Mott references. All right, I expect people to complain that they don't have they don't have a Baba that's as good as the one on Enterprise D. Phantom Menace will bash on anything. Yeah. Okay, another comment about Deep Space Nine and Lower Decks. I think a lot of people have this craving and this need for seeing more Deep Space Nine. I think a lot of people want to see it. Would you guys be satisfied with just seeing Deep Space Nine, the station, but not seeing like any of the main characters? Because they could easily draw Odo in the background walking by, or they could draw, but not voice them. Like not have anyone come in to do the voices. Just have draw it, because it's animation. You could just draw them and then they pass in the background. Would that be enough for you guys? Or would you guys need actual cameos, actual presence from some of these characters? The Neo-Normie. Really hope we're not going into lots of over-the-top drama. I pretty much hate season 1, but if season 2 being so over-the-top and nonsensical is really why the new trick doesn't work for me. This is concerning Discovery. I think I find the seasons of modern Discovery to be a bit of a reach. Yes, when it comes to like stories and what have you, and the drama's a bit over the top. For me, personally, right? It's a bit over dramatic, and then it's the way it's directed is they make it all so over dramatic as well. Burnham's crying all the time. They had Alison Pill in Picard cry all the time as well. That's Dr. Jurati. She was my favorite character in those first few episodes. Thought she was awesome. She was like kind of quirky and fun, but she was still kind of smart in the field and whatever. And then she turned into like a big ball of tears that murders people, or a people. I didn't really like what they did with her. I found it disappointing. I think, yeah, I hope Discovery season 3 does less of the drama and does less of the. I hope it does less talking and more showing, because Discovery is often like, we are Starfleet. Uh, we follow these ideals. We do this and we do that, but then they kind of talk about it all the time, but they don't really do that. They just talk about it. They talk about how good they are and how Starfleet they are, but then they know they I don't know, they never really do the Starfleet. I mean, they do bridge claps, but I don't know. And then Burnham is always like, the whole thing with Burnham talking to Saru, like, oh, you're such an empathic soul. It's like, that's not my kind of vibe. Like, I wouldn't watch Discovery. Like, the vibe that Discovery emits, I wouldn't watch it if it wasn't Star Trek. They got me because it is Star Trek, and there are Star Trek things about it. There's still Star Trek elements about it. There still is problem solving, Strange New Worlds to some certain extent. So that I enjoy the sci-fi aspect and the Star Trek aspect to it. But yeah, if it were any other show, if it were not Star Trek, I would not have watched it. It's just not my cup of tea. The second season of Lost in Space that I just saw almost has more problem solving than Star Trek, modern Star Trek has. Like, every episode, they really have a problem. They have to. It's very Lost in Space is very TV show, very very TV show. It's like always like a cliffhanger with something just insane that's gonna happen, and it's always bigger. Everything is insane, and it's a bit over the top as well. But they have problem solving, and it's much more Star Trek in that manner. And the drama is kind of excused, I guess, because there's a lot of kids and teens in Lost in Space. It's not just adults. And it's not set in a Star Trek world where everyone is, I wouldn't say perfect, but striving to be perfect. In Lost in Space, them characters ain't striving to be perfect, right? They're just striving to survive, I guess. Lower Decks could also give us info on what Voyager characters Harry is still. I joked about this. I joked about Harry Kim being a captain. Harry Kim comes back from his voyage in the Delta Quadrant with the Voyager crew, and he gets promoted, and everyone gets kind of like retroactively promoted because like they weren't able to change the structure of the ship too much, but now that they're back, and so Harry Kim is now captain. But every time he gets hailed or he meets someone from like the old Voyager crew, they still call him Ensign Kim. It's like but Captain Kim arrives, and he's on the view screen, and Tuvok's like, Ensign Kim. Just love that. I would find that hilarious. Drama in a drama series. Yeah, I guess, but too much drama. Too much is too much. But I like. There's an episode of The Next Generation where Lwaxana Troi has to deal with the memory of losing Kestra. So Deanna's older sister. This is the sister that died, and Deanna was never aware of it. That is very dramatic. That is a very dramatic story. There's a lot of drama. That being said, it's not played in a way that is, you don't have like intense music and like this big orchestration and spinning cameras. Like, I understand it was a different time, but it's not pushed so hard. Discovery is very much like that. Mariano says, I'm not going to hate on it as in Discovery because there are too many who like it. I respect that. It also means I won't watch season 3 until I hear there's stories and character improvement. I'm going to be honest, I'm not expecting story and or character improvement in Discovery season 3. That straight up. I don't think so. I think Discovery season 3 is going to yet again be Michael Burnham saving the universe, saving the galaxy. That's the show. There comes a point where we have to accept that. Like, we have to get over this. The show is about Michael Burnham saving the galaxy. I do hope that now that they are kind of in a Voyager situation, it's like a ship stranded in time this time rather than space. Well, in space, but in time. I hope that they kind of focus a bit more on the bridge crew. Give those bridge crew characters, the Detmer and the Owo, give them, and there's the handsome, there's like Handsome Man. He's basically like Action Man. There's plenty of people on that bridge that seem very interesting and seem very nice. I would like to learn more about them and see them. And I'm puzzled as to why Burnham is not with the rest of the crew. Burnham, from the promo pictures and what we're seeing and from what we've heard, Burnham is going to be with this other guy. I've got his name here. Cleveland Booker. So the character Book, Cleveland Booker, played by David Ajala. Burnham is going to be with him for, from what I understand, the majority of the season, and it's going to be kind of her quest to re-find her friends on the USS Discovery. I don't know if. So is that setting up Saru as captain? Because they need to figure out who the captain is on this thing. Maybe they'll give them, maybe this non-existent Federation still has, or very broken Federation still has a few ships around and a few captains around, and they can give them a captain or something. I don't want another captain though. Like, it becomes a point. I want Burnham. I find it disappointing that how can I put this? They wanted to do a show about a second officer, and I find that concept very interesting, but they didn't execute it the way I wanted it, or they didn't execute it in a way that I think is interesting enough. They could have done a show about a second officer, and every season, like on a new ship, because she's having these different experiences, and then you can see everything from her perspective. And so you're always on her side rather than the captain's side, and you can have her and deal and experience with different styles of command. And then by the end of the 7th season, you build into, she becomes her own captain, and you can see all of the pieces of the captains that she's worked for or worked under in her style of command. But they didn't do that. They did Burnham completely differently. So now that they haven't done that, they did a completely different Burnham. I think they should just give it up and have Burnham become a captain. Sisko wasn't a captain when he began. He was a commander. Now he's a captain. No one ever questions it. People forget that he wasn't a captain. And now when we have our Star Trek little lineup here, we got Archer and Archer, Kirk, Picard, Sisko, Janeway. Put Burnham in there. Have her officially become a captain, so we can actually put Burnham in there. And we can stop forcing bloody Georgiou or Lorca, which we only saw, so little. Pike is in there now. Deep Space Nine didn't really do much for you, so I'm fine if the station is not. Oh, SC doesn't like Deep Space Nine. You don't like it, or you're just not overjoyed by it? It's my mother's least favorite show, I think, excluding the shows that she doesn't consider Star Trek as an Enterprise, Discovery, and Picard. And she hasn't even heard about the animated series. I tried to explain it to her. She's like, what? No. So whatever. Maybe Discovery could visit a future abandoned Deep Space Nine. Maybe. They're doing Trill stories. Discovery Season 3 is doing Trill stories. And they're doing a non-binary character, for those that are interested. Apparently they're doing a non-binary character, and I don't know if that's going to be a Trill, or if it's just a straight up non-binary human that they're going for. I don't know. Also, I can't, for the life of me, find the damn article explaining which actor is going to be portraying the role. So I don't know who's going to be the non-binary character, like who's the actor behind it. Anyway. Jacob Price agrees with SC. I'm not a fan of Discovery, but I want to see where it goes and see how it shapes in our fandom too. You don't want to get it cancelled either, I believe. It has its place in the family. Yeah, I mean, look, being cancelled isn't a terrible thing for Star Trek. I'm going to be honest. Being cancelled is part of being Star Trek. The first pilot was trashed. The first show was cancelled. It just happens, right? It's just... The Enterprise was cancelled. It's part of Star Trek. So many movies and projects are just abandoned, and then they picked up later on, and whatever. I mean, if Discovery were to be abruptly cancelled, and all of the story ideas that they had for season 4 were just like canned, believe me, in 25 years from now, when they announce, whatever Star Trek, the new show, they would just recycle or reinterpret ideas that kind of didn't come to fruition with Discovery. That's how it works. That's how Star Trek is, what it is. Morn. What's the species? What's the race that Morn belongs to? I forget. But there is a Morn species guy in Discovery season 3, and I don't know if this person's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like so obvious that there's like no hair and doesn't speak either. I would like to see females of that species. I think it'd be funny. Just have them the exact same, right? It's the same thing, but just someone says it's a female, and then the other one's a male. But they look exactly the same. Star Trek Picard, I feel, is a great step in the right direction. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed it and want more. Yeah, the way I see it is the Next Generation Season 1 wasn't very good. The Next Generation Season 2 was an improvement. The Next Generation Season 3 is where the show starts really picking up. And then Season 4, you get that high quality, good Next Generation, right? And I feel like this is the same thing, except it's working with different shows. It's not all one show. It's because they've got all these shows coming out simultaneously. So they put out Discovery Season 1. It was kind of a mess. Discovery Season 2 was better. They also had these practice runs with the short treks, and then they did Picard Season 1, which could, I suppose, in this analogy, equate to TNG Season 3, and it's getting better. The direction from new Star Trek, the direction from modern Star Trek is being defined. Do you guys hear what's going on outside, by the way? I can hear it. Maybe you guys can't. What's going on? I have never seen Battlestar Galactica. This is something missing. I have never seen Battlestar Galactica. I haven't seen the original version. I haven't seen the rebooted version. I've never seen that. But yeah. What's going on? Kim is the king of the lower decks. He is. Kim is the ultimate lower decker. Well, he's not. He's bridge crew, even if he's ensign. But yeah. Do you think if there's a COVID-19 resurgence and more stay at home, the studios can keep production going? Well, they can for the animated show. That's what Mike McMahon was explaining. He said that COVID-19 hadn't really slowed down production on Lower Decks. They do all their writing, their roundtable meetings via Zoom, and production just carries on. I guess they continue writing and they continue doing the animation, and they're already writing the second season. And so, like, once the season's out, they'll probably just begin animation straight away. So it's like a whole thing. Strange New Worlds and that kind of stuff, that'll probably just wait. I think that'll wait. But there's these very interesting articles going around now, explaining that these next seasons of TV shows that we're all going to get will include less fight scenes, less sex, less basically just any physical contact, less guest stars or extras, right? It'll be more focused on just the main characters, and it'll be less contact kind of storylines because of the COVID-19 situation, and people are going to be wary of that, and they're going to kind of keep a distance. Like, if we don't need to bring in a guest star, we don't bring in a guest star. If we don't need to have an extra come in just to do this part, and we can have one of our main characters say the line, then we have our main character say the line. We just don't need to go and get these other people. And so that's, Star Trek doesn't include too much sex, so we're fine on that front, but I'm fine if all of the other shows have less of that. And then fighting and combat and that kind of stuff, I'm fine if Star Trek has less of that, less fighting. I hope they don't trade out hand-to-hand combat for like space fights, because that's more CG work. Because no one's touching each other when they're doing CG fights. But yeah, but what if like every fight scene, every hand-to-hand combat fight scene is now CG characters rendered? They're just CG doubles for the actors instead of the actual actors touching each other. But yeah, that is the way. Apparently, some of the analysts are saying that some of these new seasons of shows will come out. Not ones that were already under production, like Fargo season 3 was basically season 4, sorry, was basically finished, that kind of stuff. But these new ones, these new seasons that they're going to work on. Disco season 3. This is GAK saying this. As for season 3, I want much more of a wild mix of characters, a full cast for once, and much less forced pathos. But good luck on the latter. Yeah, I mean, it's what we were saying earlier. That's kind of, I feel like Discovery has kind of found itself. You know, Discovery has found its way of being a show, and it will continue to be that show. I just do hope that we get more of these, like the oh woe on the planet surface in New Eden. This second season of Discovery, oh woe with Captain Pike and Burnham was great. I really liked Washington on the planet, and I would like to see more of that. SC says, blame Deep Space Nine for being the highest critically regarded Trek show, and it created drama for drama, being a main element in New Trek. I don't know. I honestly don't think we can blame Deep Space Nine for anything. We can only praise the damn show, but whatever. The ultimate story that really needs telling is the early Federation versus Romulan War, as that's the major story. Also, the Remans too would be nice. It's the biggest problem I had with Picard. Well, the Remans are gone. That's the way I see it. I see there is no more Remans. I think the Remans lived on Remus, all right? And Remus is right next door to Romulus, and Romulus blew the fuck up, all right? And so Remus was destroyed as well. Remus was gone. And I'll tell you what, post-Nemesis, I think that post-Nemesis, pre-Hubris, Supernova, I think that the Romulans cracked down on the Remans. They're like, nah, we're not giving you any more liberties. You're going to go down to the goddamn mines and you're going to dig. And so there were no more Remans, or very little Remans, floating around the galaxy. And they were all on the damn rock. They were all on Remus mining. And when they blew up, and no one thought to evacuate them. I'm pretty sure that they were evacuating some of the Senate from Romulus. They were trying to evacuate some of the civilians, and it didn't even work out. Picard kind of established it didn't even work out. I don't think that no one thought about the Remans. They all just died. They perished. There's a story right there. Yet another Reman story where, like, you forgot about us. He's like the Nero, but he's a Reman Nero. You forgot about us on the rock. How dare you? Comes and tries to attack the surviving. That's it. That's the 7 of 9 show. That's the 7 of 9 Fenris Rangers show. 7 of 9 and the Fenris Rangers, that spinoff, should be 7 of 9 and the Fenris Rangers defending Romulan civilians and citizens that had nothing to do with anything, that are being attacked by the last few remaining Reman parties that are just so mad that they're just killing everyone. That's it. That's the show. That's the pitch, people. Come on. Kurtzman, wake up. My wife says hi. Hello, wife on the tube. Oh, and now everyone's saying hi. Hello. What's going on here? Stamets' relationship is just normalizing gay relationships, not like the Boerville needing to emphasize the gay-trans relationship. It was different ways of dealing with it. I have no problem with the way the oh god damn it, what are they called? The Mocklans are dealt with in the Oval. I think Discovery deserves more praise. If you're looking for LGBT representation, I think Discovery deserves more praise because they did straight up 2 humans. They didn't put them behind, makeup and call them Mocklans and say, oh, well, they're a race of only men anyway. It's like, of course they're fucking gay. It's just men. That's the species. That, like, I mean, I think Discovery did a better job with that, and I have no problem with the Stamets. I actually think the Cobra and Stamets relationship, if you were to take out all of the horrible things that the general plot did to them, the Mirror Universe, and what is it called, the Mycelium Network, if you were to take all that out, I think their relationship was fine. I would have just much preferred them actually to be brushing the teeth every 2 episodes and just have them, have a calm moment. I would like calm moments in Discovery where Burnham talks to Saru and they discuss, their struggles, as higher ranking officers, and then you can have those smaller moments where Stamets and Koba, they're cooking or they're replicating their food and they're having dinner, and I would like that kind of relationship because I'm a big fan of the Tom Paris B'Elanna relationship. I think it's one of the best. There's a bit of high school drama before they get together. Once they're together, it's not like other TV show relationships. They are together. They have lows and highs, and they have their moments where it's not too good and the moments where it is good. But generally speaking, they are together, and that's how it kind of works in life. Like once you find your significant other, you together with that person, and you try to make it work as best you can for as long as you can, right? Whereas in TV shows, it's like we need to change it up and put this character with this character, put this character with that one. Trying this and trying that. So Stamets and Koba, I like the fact that they're just though they're not really together anymore. I forget. This season 2 eludes me. Are they together by the end of it? I think not. I think Koba is still dealing with things. Gosh, you have no patience. It took Sisko to become. It did. It took Sisko 3 or 4 seasons to become captain. So that's why I think it's time for Burnham. I think Burnham can now become captain at the end of season 3. I think this will be her arc of becoming captain. At the end of Captain, we have Captain Burnham. Boom. And then she can officially be in that lineup of the captains. You know what? And then CBS can be very proud as well because the irony of this representation world is they just added the new white male of Pike, or the existing, to the captain lineup. So give Burnham the captaincy. God damn it, put her in the lineup. And then Shatner can do a second documentary, The Captains, again, and talk to the new captains. Oh my God, this. Oof, PJ has arrived. If you curse in the chat, does your comment disappear? I got no clue. Try it. Say fuck. Go ahead, put Rick. They should go with something wild and unexpected and make the female Morns something totally unexpected, like tiny parasitic Muppet style critters at nest somewhere inside the house. That would be very fun. I would like that. You know what I've always wanted in Star Trek? I've always wanted, because in nature we have a lot of female animals or female insects are way bigger and way stronger than males, right? And I love that idea and that concept, and a damn fly. Anyway, I would love to see that in Star Trek, because like you're introduced to a species. I don't know, dude is purple, he's got horns, whatever, la-di-da, and then the female arrives, and female is friggin' twice the size, got a huge tail with spikes on it. It's got like multiple horns, and she's just constantly, she's clearly in charge and she's aggressive. And it's the kind of like once she finds a mate, she kills him, like eats off his head or something. Maybe that's too dark. Maybe that's a Section 31 thing. Section 31 keeps that under wrap. But I would enjoy that. I would enjoy one of those crazy kind of things. I like the idea of a Muppet-style parasitic critter, though, a female that kind of just nestles inside the Morn species male. I gotta find what the species name is. I apologize. I am the worst Trekkie. I have Memory Alpha in the tabs though, ready to go. So Morn. Elurian. Lurin. Lurian. There you go. I would like a female Lurian, and I'm fine with a female parasitic puppet kind of nesting in the. I don't know, somewhere. Like every couple, once they're joined, he kind of like the Trill. He opens up a flap and it's his wife that's in there, or it's his partner that's inside the stomach instead of like a symbiote. Anyway, why you have crazy eyes when you talk about the Remans? Well, I don't know why I have crazy eyes when I talk about the Remans. Because the Remans have crazy eyes. I was doing my best Reman. Most of TNG crew weren't very endearing in season 1 and 2. I agree. They weren't very endearing in season 1 and 2. Like Captain Picard is a dick. In the beginning, he's like straight up a dick. Captain Picard in the first season of TNG is Captain Picard from Star Trek Picard. No, I'm kidding. But he was more of a dick. Alan Malone. Sup, everyone? How you doing? Am I allowed to kill a fly on a YouTube live chat? Is that murder? Am I allowed to do that? Will I get flagged? What's going on? I said a pre-7 Voyager could sit on something. What? I don't know what's going on there. I don't follow. Saru should be captain. I think Saru's too mentally unstable to be captain. Straight up. I think he's too much of a crazy loon. I think that the fact that him specifically, or him and the species would like kind of just, I don't know, pushed, I don't know, to become prey for all of their lives. And now, like, you saw what happened on that terrible episode of Discovery when he starts running in the woods. He's crazy. He's too lunatic. Also, he's too he's unstable. In season 2, he straight up disobeys Pike's orders. What does he do? He launches the attack or something on he insults the Baul and whatever. He's just, I don't think he hasn't grown enough. Saru could have been the Data character, and if Saru had grown over like 7 seasons, and evolved over 7 seasons, yeah, I would have given him his captaincy. But as it stands, I think he's just unfit. I think he's straight up unfit. Michael Burnham, I think, has grown much more as a character. She still is the end-all, save-all character that they have her be, but that's just the way the show's written. But she has evolved more and grown more. And she's less that annoying human trying to be Vulcan. She's less obnoxious. She learned quite a few things in regards to faith and spirituality and logic and reasoning with Pike and Spock in this last season. I think she's grown much more as a character, and she deserves the captaincy more. Or just give it to the goddamn Tilly and see what happens, right? Braxton will love that. Braxton, shout out if you watch this retroactively. Tilly captain. Has there been an explanation for those shuttles yet? There was a Federation fighter shuttles in... What the hell is going on? All right. Babylon 5 had a gangster who was a puppet of praying mantis instead of aliens. I don't remember that. I watched all of Babylon 5. I think Babylon 5 is both underrated and overrated. I think Babylon 5 is underrated by all of the people that haven't seen it. People disregard it, and they shouldn't. But I think that people that have seen Babylon 5 overrate the show. They think it's so good, but it was fun. But the first seasons were better. Yeah. So who will be the captain of Discovery? I don't know. I'm hoping it's Spud. That's my thing. Morn never shuts up. He never shuts up. He never shuts up. For all you know, he's telepathic. And Morn just never shuts up. And like Betazoids have just the worst time at Quark's bar because they hear Morn talking to himself all the time. He's like conceiving these new plots to steal, to steal cash or steal the next cargo from the next thing he's gonna ship off or whatever. Wait a minute, what? Ian Barber, maybe the parasite's partner sacrifices himself to be turned into a herself by the parasite. This is some concept, bro. This is some sci-fi concept. Dick. I said Dick and the comment disappeared. It is what I was trying to change. Okay. Yes, Starfleet boy. Bye, Starfleet boy. Yes, we will chat on Friday, and then we will chat on Saturday. We chat all the time. It is the way. I could see Tilly giggling as she gives her commands. Yeah. Yeah. Tilly. I don't want Tilly as captain. To be very honest with you, but yeah. I think that even like if Discovery ends long before Tilly even climbs the ranks, I think the character deserves one day a short tricks about her becoming captain. Just wait a couple of years. Wait till Mary Wiseman gets older. Wait 10 years if you have to, until she gets older, so she can play an older Tilly, and then come back and do a short treks where she becomes captain. And that would redeem also Tilly in the short treks. Like, give her a good short treks, because Runaway, I think, is pretty much established as the worst that there is. So yeah, that would be fun. We don't have a release date for Discovery Season 3. But I suppose, okay, so now we're getting, I didn't know if they were going to do Lower Decks first or Discovery first. So they were probably able to they were probably able to wrap Lower Decks, the animation on Lower Decks, before they were able to wrap the music on Discovery Season 3, because that's what's left. They've got all the sound editing, the music, that kind of stuff. They've got the voice dubs, because they do a lot of dubbing. And then, the added sound effects and what have you. They do a lot of this, they do a lot of that kind of stuff, and add sound effects and post, and all of that has to be done, because apparently, and then what's his name, Jeff Russo. Jeff Russo needs to get the band together, the orchestra together, and they need to play the pieces, and that's not always evident or easy to accomplish in COVID situations. So I think that's why. But so this season should be running 13 episodes. We have finally reached the original true format for Discovery. Discovery was always supposed to be 13, but the first season got 15, and they divided it into two chapters, 15. And then the second season, they decided to go with a bonus episode, because they wanted to do the last one in 2 parts, so they got 14. And this time, we are finally getting the real format, the 13-episode format, unless they pull something on us, but I don't think so. So that would, and they do release weekly still, and so that would be like a 13 episodes. Maybe they could release 2 at once and do it like 12 weeks. I mean, at this point, I almost feel like August. They couldn't. I think Discovery is almost delayed until 2021. I would be highly. I don't know. Maybe they could release it October through to December. But that's very close to August. So it's 6th of August, and then we're going for 10 weeks, right, for Lower Decks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 27th. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would go until basically the 8th of October. I don't think. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll get Discovery this year, unless they finish Lower Decks and move straight into Discovery, because they have no short treks this time. They have no short treks. But I actually think Discovery is going to be moved to like January 2021. That's where I think. I think they're going to start the year with Discovery. We've already had a show in 2020. It's like they don't need to pump out 3 shows a year. This ain't no Marvel, right? 1 show is fine. 2 shows is fine. So you get your live action show and then your animated show, and then next year, 2021, if Nick Trick is ready, The Prodigy, Nick Trick is ready. You give us the 3rd season of Discovery, and then Nick Trick. That's. Yeah, evil Captain Tilly needs to bring their Discovery to the Prime Universe. Yeah. Will the real Lorca come back as the Mirror Universe version is back in his own universe? They pretty much implied that the surprise cameo was not by the Canon Cop, it was by the Fly. Is a Mirror Universe Fly, by the way. I'm sure of it. They pretty much implied Lorca was dead. Prime Lorca is dead. I know that Jason Isaacs has been talking about coming back, and they could. He's not like they just mentioned that he's probably dead, so he might not be. There's nothing confirmed yet, but I don't know how he would have managed to survive or something. But yeah, I mean that's a plot point though. That is a plot point. If you want to take any other show into the Mirror Universe at some point, because when you cross over to the Mirror Universe, you don't necessarily cross over to the same time frame. You can cross over to the past, to the future, whatever. And so, you could have someone cross over and meet Prime Lorca somewhere or whatever. JK says Babylon 5 had great, well thought out storytelling, but came at a time when CGI was still quite hideous and made the whole thing look off-putting to too many people. Unfortunately, yeah. Well, the CG, the very bad PlayStation 2 visual effects from Babylon 5 is not my issue with the show. I'm fine. I'm okay with it. But they were very innovative with their designs. They were doing these far out designs, these crazy looking ships, and it was fine. I don't care. Bad CG is bad CG, whatever. It's just that I found that by the time you got to season 5, you had like so many of the main characters that kind of shifted into different plot points or plot story arcs, and so I wasn't as invested in the characters that we had in season 5. She could make captain. This is about Tilly, I suppose. She could make captain. She had the drive and the ability to adapt, says Alan Malone. Yeah. Later on, I think. Star Trek Discovery. The normally, the Star Trek Discovery should get rid of orchestral music and have Daft Punk-style vapor-aware music, since it's set in the future and they need to just go. Okay, so here's something. I have firmly believed that Star Trek pushes strange new worlds and strange new ideas and does infinite diversity and infinite combinations. And I think that Star Trek has always been a first, and I think that Star Trek should one day be bold enough to make a movie with no dialogue. Just a Daft Punk soundtrack. Just have like Daft Punk playing over, a 90-minute Star Trek project of like a ship flying through space or something. You know what I mean? Don't need dialogue or very little. I've firmly believed this for a long time. I think it would be great. Just have like psychedelic visuals, like a. Anyway, I think that would be good. Hope Discovery Season 3 arrives right after Lower Decks is done. That's maybe what they're doing. I don't see that as the best option for CBS All Access, though. I really don't. I see the best option going in January. I mean, unless they're afraid that everyone's going to unsubscribe from CBS All Access. In the meantime, I don't understand why they released the Twilight Zone in one go. Why did they release the Twilight Zone all in one go? Release the Twilight Zone weekly. These CBS All Access people. Maybe they were aware that the only thing keeping people on CBS All Access is Star Trek. When will we get the Pike series? That's a way away. That's like 2022 or something. There's no confirmed date. There's nothing. But that has to be written. I'm sure they're going to push it as fast as possible. But yeah, I would think. I think we're going to have Lower Decks in 2020, and then in 2021 we're going to have Discovery, and then the Nick Trek, so the Prodigy, and then 2022 we'll have the first season of Strange New Worlds, and then the second season of there's Picard that's thrown in there somewhere. Bloody hell, so many shows. Yeah, it's Picard anyway. Whatever. But Strange New Worlds isn't coming soon. Yeah, I would think it's 2020. I wish Jason Isaacs had played Lorca like the character he played in Event Horizon or Soldier 2. Great hard universe 90s sci-fi movies. I haven't seen that. I understand none of those references. I have not seen Event Horizon. I have not seen Soldier 2. All I can say is Jason Isaacs tried to play Lorca like he was Prime in the beginning. Trek Enterprise is back. Okay, so what I hope is that Discovery will portray a futuristic version of the world that we live in, and hopefully will show us that we can overcome the turmoil that we deal with. That's what I hope. The Discovery is already not that. Discovery Season 3 is already not that, Gary. Mr. Trek Enterprise, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's going to be set in a broken Federation future. And Akiva Goldsman even said a post-Federation. Akiva Goldsman said post-Federation. Now, these guys aren't too good with their words. Sometimes they use various words, but post-Federation is very scary. I feel like the scene that we saw in the trailer where they have the Federation flag come down, that's almost like that flag was abandoned, and I feel like Burnham went back to that place with this other character. He looks like the president of the Federation or something, but I feel like they went back to this abandoned building and reopened the flag for the scene. I feel like the flag wasn't there. I feel like it was wrapped up or something, or they hung it up again. Let's look at it. A silent film. Awesome, I gotta go. Well, you gotta go. Hi from France. Salut! Ça va? I gotta go too. I think we've done an hour. We've talked about many things, much a thing, and I think I have to watch Event Horizon. It's like Hellraiser in space. I have to watch Event Horizon. I think that's the final note. The Normie here tells us to watch Event Horizon. That's it. I'm on board with the visually stunning music video Star Trek motion picture extravaganza. Some worldwide release date. No wait for dubbing anymore. Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to pay any voice actors or dubbing anything. Just have Daft Punk do a Star Trek theme. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was great. Before I go, let me just say that I have read the few comments that replied to my post. If you go onto my channel and under the community tab, there's a post, and I asked when you guys thought that I should do my live streams. The 3 comments that answered said Sunday. They all said Sunday, and here we are on a Wednesday. But it is the day of the Canada today. So happy Canada Day to those that are in Canada, and it was like a free moment where I could do this. So, and I don't think Sundays will be too realistic for the moment. So yeah, but this was good. We had a good turnout. Shifting between 13 and 18. This were good people, good conversation. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my awkward talking about Star Trek. I hope you guys don't hate the fly as much as I do. That's it. Lower Decks, August 6th. Hopefully it'll be either on Netflix, either on Amazon Prime, so you guys don't have to subscribe or pay for another streaming service. That's coming, 1 episode a week for 10 weeks, set in the TNG era, and then Discovery Season 3. We shall see when it comes, when it arrives. All right. Live long and prosper, people. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You can support the channel on Patreon if you want. There's a new Trek chat that just came out today. There's a new Trek chat. The Doctor, heavily featured guest on Starfleet Boy, and Starfleet Boy himself were there. They were my guests, and we talk about holodecks, using holodecks for crossovers, and the potential that has. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.